Looked like my evening was free again. What should I do? I could chat with Kaguya. I should go visit Koichi. It's been a while since I hit a corn for some interesting. Alright, tonight was the rabbit's mahjong. Wow, there's a lot of choices. I mean, since we're going for trying to go for immortality, we're gonna try to go to Kaguya again. And we got stuff up, whatever. The Princess of the Moon was a little arrogant, like all Lunaires, but she was great at storytelling and generally friendly. Also, she had a set of sweet artifacts just lying about. Anyway, today she told me about some of her lesser known suitors from back in the day. It was pretty sad, sort of a laundry list of how not to win a girl's heart. In return, I told her about some of the random stuff that was going on inside. She always seemed to find that interesting. After a while, I said my goodbyes. I noticed Erin on the way out, but she just shook her head as she passed me. Not a good sign for my notes. Oh well, she'd think they were stupid no matter how good they actually were. Anyway, I went to bed and I got home, planning on an early start for my research. Alright, so should be March 15th at this point. The day was going pretty well. I woke up, ate breakfast, and flipped through a book on longevity. However, around noon... yes, come in. Hello? Youmu, what are you doing out here? That's actually a good point. I think this is my first time saying Youmu, right? I wanted to ask you for help with something. Huh? Please help me train. How do I explain? Why don't you just sit down and start from the beginning? That's probably the best. I gestured for Youmu to come in and have a seat on one of my armchairs. Today I had a terrible experience that caused me to realize just how outdated my Kampaku Ryu is. That would be your sword style, right? I didn't even know it had a name to begin with. It's something. Yes, I've come to realize it wasn't really designed with the Damaku comment that is common in Gisoki these days in mind. Haven't you compensated for that? Apparently not enough. You see, earlier today, that ice fairy came to the netherworld. She attempted to freeze and steal several flowers from the garden. Fairies. I was about to drive her away, but only barely. I only won that match because of the time limit. Ouch. I understand why it happened. I couldn't hit her. She led me around the battlefield, staying just out of the range the entire time. Whenever I tried to shoot her, she froze the bullet and kept moving. Why not just use your 200 Yonja in one slash? She didn't give me many chances to get a running start between all the ice and the garden hedges. The only time I tried, I slipped on the ice. That's not a fun experience, given how fast you're going, and slipping on the ice would definitely not be a very pleasant experience. So, in short, I want to train to become better at Damaku. So, you want to fight me because you're the worst kind of opponent I could fight without being overwhelmed by raw power. If I want to improve, I need to see what I'm up against first. Besides, I want to test my guesses on my style's shortcoming against someone deliberately trying to exploit them. Well, I'm not going to turn down a Damaku match. Should be a good way to spend an afternoon. We went out into the forest where we could fight without causing collateral damage to my house. Probably a good idea. You don't exactly want a samurai who can destroy shit with ease. Alright, so you want me to fight you seriously and take advantage of any openings I see, right? Yes, don't hold back. I won't learn anything if you do. As I spoke, I palmed the mini Hakura in my left hand. Alright, well, you're open right now. Gah, that shouldn't count, damn it. Youmu wasn't slow herself, though. As she lowered her blade from parrying my laser, she was already swinging her shorts. Is it meant to have one her, or is it like, or did they mess up? Or is it like, if you're writing this sentence, it sounds more correct with her. I don't know, it just sounds off for me, but that's just, my opinion. Her short sword through the air with such speed that my eyes couldn't follow it. But I could see the shockwave that had been created, which was moving towards me with a ridiculous speed. Human sign, slash of the present. That last attack had only been a diversion. I had only seconds to prop my broom up and rocket upwards to dodge the attack as Youmu appeared where I had been standing before and slashed her blade through empty air. Youmu glanced up at me and jumped up after me, thrusting her sword towards me. Though I managed to evade it, she followed up the attack with a vertical slash, which I blocked with a barrier and then countered with a light laser, sending her back to the ground. I figured she'd at least stay down for a second or two, but Youmu drew her second sword and slashed both blades through the air as she was falling. Soul cutting, ascension to Nirvana. Fancy! A cherry blossom hue pillar of energy blasted up from beneath Youmu, and it took all I had just to graze it. I had to admit, I felt Youmu was selling herself short a bit due to her embarrassing loss. Her speed made up for a lack of range a lot of the time. I hated to admit it, but without tricks like Chirino's ability to freeze the ground, Youmu was just as fast, if not maybe a bit faster in a straight line. If I was going to beat her, star sign, escape velocity. I need distance. I knew this airspace better than her, so I was able to pull away from Youmu. I could hear Youmu running after me. I guess I probably had around 3 seconds before she was in range again. Plenty of time. Magic space, asteroid belt. I began by filling the forest with stars. Gah! Looking over, I could see Youmu was weaving through the stars towards me still. I channeled magic back into my broom and began moving backwards again. Again? Love sign, non-directional laser. Lasers shot out in 4 directions, sweeping through the forest and halting Yomu's advance again. I figured at this rate, Youmu would eventually mess up and get hit. If not, I'm sure you've heard this before, but I've seen this pattern before, and if the bullets move this predictably, they might as well be standing still. Human knowledge sword, angel turning cut. And suddenly, Youmu disappeared, replaced by a blinding beam of light that angled and dashed from open point between my lasers and stars to another, dashing cleanly between each of my attacks. She was moving impossibly fast. If I tried to watch her movements, I would fail every time. But even that attack was, in the end, a series of straight lines. I already figured out that if Youmu was going to counterattack, she tried something similar. I'd already dived to the sides, abandoning my broom with my Hakuro steady as I tumbled through the air. Yomu's attack cleanly cleaved the air, but as she turned to launch herself at my new position, I saw her face register surprise. I was already attacking in the air. Fast move in straight lines doesn't mean anything if I don't let you move in a straight line. Magic sign, magical R360. I fired the Hakuro as I tumbled through the air, spraying the entire area with lasers as I somersaulted in the air. I couldn't clearly see what was going on as I made this attack, but I could hear a yelp and a crash of impact. Gah! Youmu picked herself up a few more times after that, but each time the pattern repeated itself. She would attempt to close and nearly hit me, but I would never let her get close, and once I got away, she would get hit after I restricted her movements. It was late afternoon when Youmu seemed to decide she had enough. Alright, Damaku increase, I think. Finally had enough? Yes, that's enough. That confirms it wasn't a fluke, that Kompaku Ryu has a distinct weakness I'll have to fix or work around. Well, don't be too hard on yourself. I wouldn't count on losing to Cirno consistently. No, but it certainly merits taking some time off to train. Time off? Yeah, I think I'm gonna wander around Kinsoki for a little while, honing my skills. Lady Yuriko might be sad, but I know she can take care of herself. More or less. I felt like Yuriko's ability to take care of herself fell more on the less end of the spectrum, but the fact remained that she didn't actually have any biological needs, so... Well, I hope that goes well. What are you gonna do next? I guess I could start by refining some of my basics, then I'll start with an easier opponent. Work your way back up from the basics, huh? Something like that. I don't understand exactly how to fix my problem just yet. Well, if you ever want to go another round or two, you know where to find me. Youmu waved goodbye and headed off towards the forest, where I assumed she had set up camp. Well, fighting Youmu wasn't exactly part of the plan, but I'll take it.